Welcome to Anti-Woke and Autistic. Since when did the fitness industry become the number one cause of devastating mental health issues among women and maybe some men? Since when did something as innocuous, as harmless as before and after pictures, as part of a marketing campaign revolving around the fitness industry, such as a health club, since when did that become the number one enemy of the mental health of Americans? Well, according to at least one Instagrammer, it is. Here's what I found on Instagram. It begins with Dear Fitness Industry, please stop using before and after photos to promote yourself. They really do cause so much harm, are outdated as fuck, and give our industry a bad name. And then at the bottom, of course, it says, Why you ask? Well, let's break this down a little bit, and there's more coming up. The fitness industry is an industry, it's a business, it's for profit. So it does what it needs to do. It's a no-brainer that the fitness industry is going to use before and after pictures to promote themselves. I mean, think about it. The fitness industry, whether it's a gym, a chain of gyms, a local health club, a national chain, maybe it's a weight loss center or some kind of meal plan to lose weight, whatever, of course they're going to use before and after pictures. And if those photos are affecting the mental health of somebody to the point where it's ruining their life somehow or impeding upon the quality of their life, there's a much deeper issue going on there. That's Psychology 101. You need not have a PhD or a master's in human psychology to realize that. If something as benign as an advertising campaign that shows before and after pictures, somebody's 5'2", a woman is 5'2", weighs 178. Now, after this program, she's down to 143. She's firmer, has a better shape to herself. If that's messing up the mental health of somebody, if that's messing with their mind, then you got to ask yourself, well, what kind of childhood did that person have? Did their parents not validate them? That's where the loophole is. That's where the weakness is. You can't blame before and after pictures of strangers. And so this person here is begging, please stop using before and after photos to promote yourself. Well, how should they promote themselves? If they don't use before and after pictures, then, before and after pictures are a very powerful tool for a business that specializes in some kind of alteration in the way you look. Now, let's say we have an advertisement for some kind of like cosmetic dentistry, for instance. What if a cosmetic dentist did not use before and after pictures? How the heck are they going to grow their business? How the heck are people going to know what they can do if you have really crooked, ugly teeth? What if it's surgical hair restoration? What if it's a beauty salon that specializes in weaves and hair extensions? Instagram is full of accounts showing before and afters of people, of namely women, who have thin or short, straggly hair, and then after they've got a weave or extensions, they've got these glorious long locks. How are people, potential customers, going to know, well, this is a business I should go to if there's no before and afters? Does this person here actually believe that beauty salons should not post before and after pictures of women's hair? What about surgical hair restoration, where they're showing a before picture of a man who's got a big bald spot or a receding hairline? Then the after picture shows where there's new hair growth. Do they feel the same way about those advertisements too? What about before and afters of somebody who's got crooked teeth with spaces in between or missing teeth? And then the after shows this beautiful smile, perfectly straight teeth. Do they feel the same way about that too? Why is there so much obsession about before and afters of the body? Why not for everything else? Why not before and afters? Why aren't they just as outraged over before and afters of, like, for instance, a makeover? Maybe eyelid surgery or something. Now, she goes on to say, portraying larger bodies negatively and associating worth and happiness with thinness perpetuates weight stigma and anti-fat bias. While I hardly doubt that the group of boys in high school who are making fun of their fat classmate are doing so because they saw a before and after picture of somebody who lost weight, on a weight loss program on TV, or maybe they saw a before and after picture of somebody who began working out. Maybe it's in a magazine. Who knows where they saw it? That's not going to make a group of people, a group of kids, whatever, bully the fat person. Look no further than their parents. That's Psychology 101, by the way. If there's no shame in being plus size or obese, why is this person referring to fatness as larger bodies? It's like they're trying to formalize it or dance around the issue. Why don't they just say fat bodies? What's this larger bodies? They're actually doing the very thing that they're critical of other people doing. By referring to them as larger bodies, they're sending the message that fat people necessarily have fragile feelings or a weak mindset. So you got to be careful about the terminology. You got to be careful about the language you use, the choice of words. Oh, you got to be very careful about it. You can't just be more direct and straightforward. They're the ones doing the insulting. As for this thing about associating worth, I'm so fed up with hearing that. The only people, it seems, who bring up this worthiness thing in the first place are all these anti-diet fat acceptance people. Who says anybody's associating worth? Now, if that's how you interpret an ad, whether it's in a magazine, an ad online, or a commercial on TV, that's you. That's on you. You're the one who's making that interpretation. I cannot think of a single ad relating to weight loss or physique transformations or improving one's body or getting a slimmer stomach. I cannot think of one ad ever in which the word worthy or worthiness was ever mentioned. There's not one ad in this universe that actually says you will become a more worthy individual if you lose weight. You will become a more worthy individual if you flatten your tummy and trim your thighs. You will be a more worthy person. You will have more worth, more self-worth. People will think of you as more worthy, as worthier if you lose weight on our program. Not one ad, not one marketing campaign talks like that. Not one, not a single one. This whole concept of associating worth with thinness, that is the invention of the minds of fat acceptance people. And by the way, not every fat acceptance person is fat. Maybe they used to be fat, or maybe they were never fat. Believe it or not, there are people who have never been overweight who are actually on this ridiculous bandwagon of fat acceptance, fat celebration. Now, another flaw in this reasoning is that they always use the word thin or thinness. The last time I saw a weight loss ad or an ad for a gym or health club or some kind of fitness related ad in which the after photo was a woman who looked like really, really skinny was never. If the after picture is a woman who's a size 8, these fat acceptance people see that as thin because obesity is becoming more and more normalized. Unfortunately, it's becoming more and more common. Approximately 45% of Americans meet the criteria for obesity. So it's becoming so much more common. It's being promoted on social media so that when the after photo shows a woman who's a size 10, maybe she's 5'5", 145, something like that. These people think she's thin. No, thin is 5'5", 95 pounds, depends on how you carry the weight. When I was in high school, when I was a senior in high school, there was a girl, she was 5'5" and a half and 95 pounds. She did not have an eating disorder, but she looked too thin. She was thin. She had that thin look. She wasn't slender. She wasn't slim. She wasn't trim. She wasn't lean. She was thin. 5'5" and a half, 95 pounds. I have never seen an after photo in an ad for weight loss or for working out, a health club, for a personal trainer, whatever, in which the individual looked 5'5" and 95 pounds, or what would be proportionate to that if they were shorter or taller. So these fat acceptance people or anti-diet people, they're throwing around that word thinness so casually. Nobody says you have to get thin. So again, it's another thing that they're making up. Their delusional minds are coming up with all on their own, unless, like I said earlier, a size 8 or size 10 is thin to them because they become so desensitized to obesity. Now, there is a such thing as weight stigma, as far as, for instance, it is true that fat women are less likely to get certain jobs when compared to thinner women or women who are not fat or non overweight. Yeah, it is true. And there could be some anti fat bias in other areas. It definitely exists in the medical establishment. I've read of cases where a doctor dismisses a woman's symptoms as being caused by obesity, and it turns out she has cancer. Yeah, there is what's called medical fat bias or something like that. But that has nothing to do with before and after pictures coming from the fitness industry. And this person here is implying that portraying fat people negatively and supposedly associating worth and happiness with thinness coming from the fitness industry is making doctors dismiss serious symptoms that are caused by cancer as being caused by obesity. That's the implication here, and it's just all wet. The next thing she says, the focus on weight loss and fitness limits safe spaces for larger bodies, for fat bodies, and access to effective healthcare. What is a weight loss company or a health club supposed to focus on if it's not weight loss? Well, there are other reasons people go to a gym. If these people would open their eyes a little bit more, they would see that many gyms, many fitness centers, many health clubs focus their marketing on gaining strength and muscle, feeling better, becoming healthier. There's not a whole lot of emphasis on physical appearance. They might show people who have that classic physically fit look, but the voiceover focuses mostly on health, how you feel, how you move, just being healthier, being fitter. So the focus on weight loss and fitness, it's not always a focus on weight loss. It is always a focus on weight loss if it's a weight loss company. So anyway, she's saying the focus on weight loss and fitness limits safe spaces for fat people. How? See, this is one of those statements where they make a statement, they don't say how. I have absolutely no idea whatsoever how the focus on weight loss and fitness limits safe spaces for larger bodies or fat bodies. How? You tell me. I have no idea. I can't figure that out. Sorry. I'm educated, I'm intelligent, yet I have no idea how the focus on weight loss and fitness limits safe spaces for fat people. You know, if you're seeing an ad that focuses on weight loss, but the company is a gym, the business is a training center, a fitness, a personal training center, it could be an individual personal trainer, private lessons, and they're focusing on weight loss. How does that limit safe spaces for fat people? This is a delusional statement. It's completely delusional. I know I'm harping on it. I know I'm being repetitive, but their repetitiveness needs to be opposed. And I'm opposing it. I'm being repetitive. How the heck does focus on weight loss by a gym or a personal trainer limit spaces for fat people? And then they say it limits, she says it limits access to effective health care. What the fudge? I don't get it. If somebody works a full-time job and they have health benefits as a result, they have an insurance plan, nothing's going to limit that. What limits access to effective health care is when you don't have a job, or if you do have a job, they're being assholes and they're not giving you health insurance. But if you have a full-time job, you're going to have access to effective health care overall in an industrialized society. If you don't have access to effective health care, you're either living in a place like an undeveloped area, or you are not employed and you don't have medical insurance. What the Sam Hill does the focus of weight loss in fitness ads have to do with whether or not somebody has access to effective health care. When fitness and health are depicted as having a specific appearance, it can make a significant portion of the population feel excluded, as if their bodies are somehow inadequate. All right, now that's a pretty bold statement because there's absolutely no proof that a significant portion of the populace feels excluded when fitness and health ads depict a specific appearance. If somebody thinks their bodies are inadequate solely because the local gym has an ad equating fitness and health with a certain physical appearance, that person has a problem. And that problem isn't being caused by advertising or marketing It's not being caused by diet culture. It's being caused by something going on in the home that shouldn't be going on, something that has dismantled their self esteem or never gave them the chance to develop self worth or self confidence. So it doesn't take much to break them, it doesn't take much to shatter them. When fitness and health are depicted as having a specific appearance, well, fitness and health do have a specific appearance. Now, you could have very healthy organs, good blood work, everything else checks out. Your EKG is normal. Maybe you had a whole body scan, MRI scan. That's normal. Your reflexes are normal. The inside of your mouth looks normal. The inside of your ears. Everything feels good. There's no suspicious lumps. Everything looks good. You're not going to necessarily look like a fitness champion. As for fitness and health being depicted as having a specific appearance, well, of course they're going to be depicted as having a specific appearance. Would you feel confident about paying for a gym membership or paying for a personal trainer, which obviously everybody knows isn't exactly cheap, if the advertisement showed an after picture of somebody who appeared to weigh about 300 pounds? Well, yeah, if the before picture they're 500, but if we don't associate fitness and health with a certain appearance, that's actually being deceptive. Yeah, you could have good blood work and look like you're in horrible shape as far as looking like Jabba the Hutt, and you could actually have high cholesterol if you're a fitness contest competitor and you're all buff and everything. That's true. But overall, health and fitness do have a certain physical appearance, just like healthy teeth have a certain physical appearance, healthy hair. Would you buy a shampoo in which the advertisement does not show a before and after of the hair after it's supposedly being washed with that shampoo? Of course, we never know if in those ads what the model is using. We never know that. We never know that. But the idea is that they've used the product they're advertising. And so you get these before and afters. And in the before picture, there's a woman with dry, straggly hair, and she's pulling at it and looking at it like this. Then in the after picture, she's twirling around. Her hair is flying all over the place, and it's shiny and smooth and everything. That's a before and after, and I don't see these people here crying out about those before and afters. What about women who have naturally thin, straggly hair? What if they've never had a good head of hair? What about before and after pictures of manicures? Where do you draw the line with this nonsense? Significant portion of the population feels excluded. Excluded from what? The only person who can make you feel excluded is yourself. Now, I know a lot of it has to do with how you were raised. Were you validated or not by your parents? Did they make you feel important? Did they make you feel loved? I know all of that's important, but when you get older, you reach the age of accountability, of increasing accountability as you get older, and it's up to you to work through any muck that was created by the home you grew up in and separate yourself from marketing. It's just marketing. It's just advertising. Why do people put so much stock in an ad? There's something wrong with you if a type of ad ruins your life. There's something wrong with you. Now, the bottom here says, in summary, it's the fitness industry that needs to be fixed. People's bodies do not need to be fixed, actually. People's bodies do need to be fixed if they've gluttoned themselves into a state of ill health and body-wide inflammation and significantly high risks of developing about a dozen cancers and an assortment of all sorts of other diseases and illnesses. Never mind that thin people can get those too. Illnesses, serious diseases have more than one cause. They have more than one risk factor. All right, that's why thin, slim, athletic people also get serious diseases. But obesity is also a cause or a risk factor for obstructive sleep apnea, stroke, blood clots. Again, over a dozen cancers, heart attacks, other heart problems, chronic heart failure, miscarriage, infertility, gout, chronic acid reflux, osteoarthritis of the knees, back pain, joint pain, foot pain, all sorts of stuff. It doesn't matter that thin people could get that too. Obesity is one of the many causes of so many of these serious or very inconveniencing conditions. So yeah, if somebody is stuffing their pie hole every day with lots of ultra-processed foods, yeah, they need to fix their bodies. The fitness industry does not need to be fixed. I used to be in the fitness industry. I'm a former personal trainer. I can't help it if 80% of my clients wanted to lose weight. Of course, when I did some marketing within the gym for my services, of course, I put an emphasis on weight loss. I also put an emphasis on other factors, feeling better, being faster, being quicker, having more stamina, sleeping better, lowering your blood pressure, being healthier, gaining strength, being more muscular, being stronger, reducing or eliminating back pain. Yeah, all that good stuff. But there was a lot of emphasis on weight loss because it's just a fact. Many people want to lose weight. Of course, the fitness industry is going to put a focus on that. Like, duh. The posting here is from this account. Diets don't work. Diets do work when you do them correctly. Dear fitness industry, FYI, weight stigma can be defined as discriminatory acts and ideologies targeted towards individuals because of their weight and size. Yeah, like I said before, there is some of that going on. It does happen in the medical industry, not nearly as much as fat acceptance insists, but it's there. It's there in the workplace. It's there even a fat defendant, a morbidly obese defendant in a criminal trial is probably much more likely to be found guilty than somebody who has a size 8 build. Or if it's a man, a slender build. You're more likely to get certain jobs if you're not fat. Yeah, I know all that, but again, this has absolutely nothing to do with the fitness industry's before and after pictures or focus on weight loss. Now, it says down here, it can have a devastating social, psychological, and physical effects for people that experience it. Devastating? Isn't that a little bit too strong of a descriptor? If somebody lets all of this stuff make them feel devastated, if they use the word devastation, either they don't know what devastation means or they have a pre-existing mental problem that was not caused by a before and after picture or some other marketing campaign issued by the industry for fitness or weight loss. No, they had something going on pre-existing and they just want to blame somebody else. They want to blame an institution, the fitness industry, the weight loss industry on their problems because they don't want to admit that the problems originate from their own household growing up. Again, Psychology 101, never mind that I don't have a master's in psychology. Everything pretty much begins in the home. It is thought to be a huge barrier for larger people, fat people, to engage positively with exercise opportunities. Why? Why is it thought to be a huge barrier for fat people to engage in a good way with exercise opportunities? Why? The gyms that I've gone to all my life have plenty of equipment that fits fat people. But something tells me that's not what this person means. What do they mean? Your guess is as good as mine. So therefore, if you insist on sharing before and after photos, you have to ask yourself, is it really about health? Well, if a company or a private weight loss coach or personal trainer is showing before and after pictures, they're promoting their business. When I was a trainer, I had a booklet at the gym. There was a display table there, and trainers could put up all of their information. And part of my information was a little booklet, and there was some before and afters in there. I want people to know I can bring you results. That's why there are before and after pictures. The person who's issuing these, or the company, whatever, they want potential clients to know what they can do for them. It's a simple business formula. It's a simple business formula. Every business uses that in some shape, way, or form. A before and after, whether it's cosmetics, hair restoration, dental implants, you name it. It could be plumping for the lips. It could be just some kind of laser hair removal. It could be anything. It could be restoring wood furniture before and after. It could be automobile restoration before and after. It could be landscaping before and after. Just about everything is based on a before and after concept. So it's actually really about promoting your service, your product, your training, your lessons, your facility with equipment. But at the same time, it is about health. Because if they're promoting, well, we can't get you healthier. We can only get you looking better, but we're not going to get you healthier. They wouldn't do very well with their business. If you go to the websites of personal trainers or gyms, read up, read the content. There's a lot of stuff in there about health. It isn't just about physical appearance. It isn't just about looking better, looking slimmer. There's a lot of content about health. So the last line here, is it really about health? To some extent, yes. I can't speak for all companies. I can't speak for all businesses. And neither can this person here. They cannot speak for all businesses either. But if you read enough content that's issued by the fitness industry, there is a ton of talk about health. A ton of talk about health. Before and after pictures. The person in the before and after picture almost always, if not 100% of the time, mentions something about having better health. Yeah, sure, they'll say something like, I felt more confident wearing a swimsuit, or I felt more confident wearing shorts. Of course, they'll say something like that. But they also say something about their health. Well, I was no longer exhausted chasing after my kids. I didn't need to sit down and take breaks every 10 minutes when we went to Disneyland. I was able to walk a hike with my kids. I was able to do this, and that. Housework and gardening no longer left me feeling sore. My knees felt much better. My back pain went away. I mean, there's just all sorts of stuff like that. So actually, it really is about health and fitness. Where are these people coming up with this stuff? It's all in their head. The last thing she says, if you promote exercise for mental health while simultaneously sharing before and after photos, then you need to really take a step back and reflect, what's it really about? This person here is really going off into left field. Look, if you want to lose weight just to look better, and you're already in good health, or you're young and you feel vibrant, you just want to look better, there's nothing wrong with that. As long as you don't go on a crazy crash diet, that's bad for your body. Portion control, limit fast food. There's nothing wrong, and of course, get exercise. There's nothing wrong with making those changes, and there's nothing wrong with wanting to look slimmer as long as you don't get obsessive and infatuated about it. Just be sensible. These people think that everybody who tries to lose weight is going to end up with anorexia nervosa or bulimia nervosa. But if you're fat, you already have an eating disorder. Hello? Yeah, there are conditions that make losing weight a little bit more difficult for some people, like PCOS. If a company is promoting exercise for mental health, and they're also showing a before and after photo, and that trips up your brain, you have a deeper pre-existing issue. That is Psychology 101. And that is all I have for today's video. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day.